What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Doctors and Dropouts. I am one half of your humble hosts, and this is the other half.
Talon sur mes tipis. Period.
I don't know who she is. I don't know her.
Talon sur mes tipis. That's all I can say. Figure it out. Figure it out.
You know, you know.
If you know.
Today. What are we doing?
Today we're talking about today is kind of like a story time. But not our lives.
Not our lives. They could be. No, I'm kidding.
No, they could not be.
We're just doing a real or fake creepy stories edition.
Fake or real creepy stories edition. It's gonna be wild. If you're watching this at 3 a.m., I would advise you not to.
Yeah.
Because it's about to hit the fan.
The fan.
Shit is about to hit the fan. Okay, here we go. Who's starting first? Let's do rock, paper, scissors. Period.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me
I always do rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let me put down my mic.
Okay.
Me too. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors. No, it's rock, paper, scissors, shoot, right?
Okay, yeah.
1, 2, 3, go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. No. Okay, no.
Okay, let's go.
1, 2, 3, go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
No.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay.
Okay, great.
You win.
We finally did. I was getting so stressed.
Me too. I was like, something's afoot here.
So I'm gonna tell this story in a very calm voice and as calmly and as nicely as I can, because wow, a girl cannot tell stories.
It's true.
I be everywhere.
It's true.
Everywhere. Okay, here we go. So this story is called "Ma'am, Your Card Isn't Working."
Ooh.
Your card, guys, not car. Anyways, so the story begins like this. I'm gonna name the girl Crystal. Crystal is driving back home. It's 3 a.m. at night. Not 3 a.m. Okay, it's just like that's a creepy hour, but like it's like midnight somewhere, and it's creepy and it's quiet. It's silent. She's a woman. She's scared. You know, women. If you know, you know. So she drives by. She notices she needs to refill her tank, and she hates this. Why? Because she has a long driveway. She has a long way home. And she's like, I need to refill my tank or else I will be stranded. So what does she do? She finds the nearest gas station. She stops there. As anybody does. There is nobody inside. So she's panicking. She's like, do I get out of the car? I don't want to get out of the car. I want a service person. And you know, in the States, people can put their own gas for themselves. I don't know how that works, but they do that.
Weird.
So then she's like, I don't want to get out of the car. It's so dark. It's creepy. I'm like, you know, when you're just nervous, you just feel like something's off. At nighttime, that usually happens. So then she looks around, waits for a few minutes, sees finally the serviceman comes out of the little shops that are always at the filling stations. Yeah, the serviceman comes out and he's like, knocks on her window. Yeah, and then
That's
she's
really
like,
kind of scary.
Yeah, already, like, why are you knocking on my window? Like, I'll open the window and I'm ready, you know? So then she's obviously startled, even though she knew he was coming. Still, they're knocking. She's like, okay. Then she opens the window slightly, just a little bit, so she can hear him and he can hear her. Okay? And then she's like, gas, please. Then he's like, cool. He goes to the place where the little thing for the gas, where the gas. And then he stands there so she can see him through the mirror. He's just standing there. She's wondering, why is he just standing there? So he walks back to her. And then knocks again on her window, and she's scared again. She's like, what do you want? It's like, ma'am, you forgot to open the thing, because you're supposed to open it with the thing. Because she was so nervous, she was like, she forgot she's supposed to do that. So then she's like, oh yeah, sorry, my bad. She opens it, he goes back, fills in the tank. Okay, goes back. Then all the time, every time he was
wait, she fills in the tank.
He fills in the tank. Yeah, she's there waiting. He's like, yeah, ma'am, what are you paying with? Cash or card? It's like, I don't have any cash. You take my card. And every time he was looking at her, another thing that made her uneasy. Every time he was looking at her, he was always looking at her like with wide-eyed, like kind of like,
ma'am, what are you paying me?
Yeah, like, you know those, like, ma'am, what are you gonna pay with? Like, you know, those eyes,
like barely blinking,
barely there, like, like there's something in his mind. So then she's like, card. Then she said cash first, but then she's like, oh, she remembered I don't have any cash. My card. Then he's like, well, you have to come with me into the mini mart so we can scan the thing. Then she's like, oh, I can't do that because she was already nervous, you know? She's like, I can't do that. Is it okay if you just go do it and come back?
Yeah.
Then he looked at her card and he was like, your barcode isn't going to be able to scan. He's like, how do you know that? Because you haven't gone back in. Then he's like, ma'am, you just need to come with me inside and we can call somebody and we can get this issue resolved. Then she's like, creepy. I am not coming out of my car.
Yeah.
Let me just look for cash. So she scrambled all over the front seat and whatnot, her bag. Then she finally found a $50 bill and she was like, oh, thank God. Yeah. Here is, you bring the change later. You can, whatever. Anyways, he went away and then he came back. Now then she was, as she's sitting there, she's thinking about the look in his eyes, the whole situation, him saying your card will not be scanned without even going to check if it's going to be scanned. And she's like, this is so creepy. I don't want to be here. Yeah. So then she drives off and she's like, he can keep the change. Like, the change is not worth my life. Okay?
Yeah.
And then the guy comes running out and she's thinking he wants to run out to give me the change. But then on the phone, she could hear him screaming, talking to the other person on the other phone. On the other side, he went inside. He said, he was just on the phone, like after breaking.
Oh, he was on the phone. He was on the phone.
And then he was screaming on the phone. Like, she's gone. She didn't want to get out of the car. And I guess I can't believe I let her go because I could see him in the back of her car seat, telling me to keep quiet and not say a word. He wanted her to get out of the car so that she can be saved from the person hiding behind her car seat. I have chills. Again. Oh, I have chills again.
Everything. Oh my gosh.
So he ran out panicking. Like, she went out like she already...
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, she was trying to save
women. Women. Yeah.
Why are we like this?
When I heard this story, I was like,
oh my god.
Like, I can only imagine not coming out of the car because I'm so scared, but the danger is actually in my car.
That's mad.
I can't. So what do you think, real or fake? I can't.
Oh, I don't know. I know.
I know. Go ahead, baby.
I don't want it to be real, but I think it might be real. What do you guys think? I think it might be real.
I think they can see that you're real. You said real.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Well, so there we go.
That's
and
the verdict.
Story.
Drum roll. Okay, I'm glad. Oh, good. I'm glad it's fake. I'm glad it's fake because, oh my gosh, I think the anxiety.
That is so. It's just makes you so anxious. I was reading this and I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm so scared. But anyways, that's the story, and I tried my best to tell the story.
That was amazing. Your storytelling skills are like
getting better. Let's go. Your turn.
Let's call this girl Hilda. Yeah. So Hilda just moved into new accommodation. She was in college. Okay. So she moved into some new accommodation. Now, these newer accommodations were like, surprisingly, they were old house, like apartments turned into student accommodation, right? Cool. So she just moved in. Her friend Martha had shown her like, okay, these are the houses, blah, blah, whatever. Yeah. So a few days later, she went and told her friend Martha, like, bro, there's always like creepy sounds in my house. Like, I don't know, at night, I'm hearing things in the house. I don't know what's going on. And she's alone in the apartment. So, Yeah. So the Martha's like, no, this is how these old houses are like. They creak, and these old wooden houses, they creak and make sounds. It's fine. So Hilda, reluctantly, she's like, okay, whatever. So about a week later passed, and Martha hadn't heard anything from her friend.
Hilda.
Yeah, she's like, where the heck is this girl?
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, let me give her, because she wasn't picking up phone calls. She's like, okay, let me shoot her a text. Like, bro, where are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Like, you haven't been coming for classes. What's going on? So, finally, Hilda responds and says, yes, let's meet up here and there. So later that night, they meet up somewhere. And now Martha is noticing, like, her friend looks really weird. Like, she looks really tired, fatigued. She looks distressed. And Martha's like, bro, what is going on? You don't look good. Hilda doesn't say anything. All she does is remove a paper with a drawing of herself sleeping that she found on her nightstand. Yes, a drawing of herself. Like you wake up, she woke up, found a drawing of herself. She lives alone, by the way. Like, and you can tell it's Martha in the picture. Sorry, it's Hilda in the pictures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
No, imagine finding like a picture of you. She lives alone, by the way.
I know. The panic. Dude, I would move. I'm sorry.
And oh yeah, no, she moved shortly after. Yeah. She moved after that because they were both just like, yeah, no. Yeah, so
that's the story.
That's the story.
Okay, so do I think it's real or do I think
what do you think? Fake?
I'm battling because you know. Yeah. I think the story is
you don't know. Should I tell you what it is?
Fake.
Should I do a drum roll?
Drum roll.
The story. The story. I don't know. I'm doing that.
It adds to suspense. Now I'm like, yeah.
The story is. It's real.
No,
it's real. Yeah, it happened happened in Denmark. Yeah, so the person telling the story was telling a story about her friend, the same friend who moved into the thing, based on true events. People, true events.
Do you know how I would panic?
Bro, I panicked when reading the story.
Why?
I was like,
who is drawing me? Oh my God, I would be, dude.
Exactly. You've locked the doors. You're in your house. You've locked your room.
I would be not okay.
Yeah, so let's move on to the next story.
How is that real? What did they ever solve the thing?
She moved out. She was too freaked out. Like they were both freaked out. She moved out quick soon after that. So who knows? No, maybe it was a stalker. Maybe it was a ghost. We don't know.
I think it's a stalker. A stalker is creepier than a ghost.
But she locked her doors. So how do you
hide? I don't know. Especially if you're hearing in a
sounds.
Apartment.
If you're hearing sounds in your apartment, obviously you'd wake up and I feel like sometimes when you're sleeping, you just know if there's someone hovering over you.
You just know if somebody's watching.
You always feel, yeah.
There's always, you can feel it.
You can feel it. So, yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next. That's my next story.
I'm gonna tell you a story about a woman who. Let me just tell the story. Like the title gives it away.
I was also going to do titles at first, but I was like,
yeah. But then I feel like, ma'am, your card isn't working. Doesn't really give anything.
True.
Like it could be anything. Yeah. But for this one, I won't. So this is a story that happened in Nigeria. Maybe it happened, or maybe it did not happen.
Okay.
It's a Nigerian writer. Anyways, let's go.
Okay.
It's a Nigerian writer. Yeah. So. Anyways, so this story is a story of a girl. I'll call her Chioma. I feel like Chioma is like a very known Nigerian name.
Yeah.
So Chioma was struggling in school. You know, she was struggling. She moved from the village to the city. She's struggling in school, and then she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go back to the village because I'm really struggling and I can't do anything." So when she went back to the village, the mom was like, she stayed there for a few months. The mom was like, "Oh no, you can't just stay here. Like you're wasting your life. Go find something to do in the city, okay?" So Chioma is like, "Mom, I'm really struggling. There's nothing that I can do there's nothing there in the city for me. Like, I failed school."
Like school, university,
yeah,
right?
She's like, "There's nothing for me." Then she's like, "Okay, let me give you some money to start a business, okay?" So the mom gives her something to go start a business. She goes over to town. She starts a tiny business. Then while doing her trade, she meets this man. She meets this man, and this man and her fall in love, okay? Then she's happy. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I actually moved to town for a good reason. Like, look, I found love." Yeah. So this man also helps her with various things to establish herself. Sooner or later, Chioma was pregnant.
No.
Yeah. They get married though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was pregnant. They get married. It's a beautiful story. It's like, we're in love. Yeah, period. So, they have a house and everything. And so Chioma he helped her business grow. But now she's like, now that my business is growing, nigga, you're going to need to buy me, to rent me a place. Because, I can't have this stuff on the street. I need a proper shop, yada, yada, yada. So he's like, Julio, babes, go find yourself a what? Go find yourself a shop to rent and I'll pay for it, period. And so she's like, yay, Betty's got me. Anyway, so she goes, and then sooner or later, she finds a place. So the only problem with this place was the owner wanted to, make sure that Chioma came from a well-grounded place. Like, she's not one of those careless people, because the previous owner was careless with the place. Like, they destroyed stuff and what. So she's like, dude, I'm not going to give you this place just because you say you want to rent it. The last time I did this, I need to know that you're from a proper home and you're not just,
with manners.
I need to know, with manners. I need to see where you live. Like, if we're going to get into this partnership, there's people like that. You might think they're being difficult, but life experience takes you there. You just want to be careful.
Yeah.
So, okay, Chima's like, boo, I'll show you that I'm normal. Like, I'll bring my husband over here. He'll come talk to you. You'll see that everything's everything. I'm normal. Like, I'm just a woman trying to do her business. It's like, cool, bet. Weeks are going by. Chioma keeps telling the husband, oh, babe, I'm going to go to my shop today, to my little stand. You should go to this man's shop and you should see the man. Like, you should talk to the man and tell him, like, yeah, this is my wife. She wants to rent this place. Like, she's normal.
Yeah.
Okay, so the baby's like, okay, cool, I will. But every time she goes back to the man, it's like, your husband didn't come. And she's like, he didn't come? What? Again, oh, sorry, I was busy. She'll go back telling him, like, why didn't you? Like, oh, I was busy. Okay, she understands. She's like, yeah, he's always busy, he works. And okay. So then 2 weeks later, still the man is like, your husband still didn't come. Then Chioma's like, okay, cool. Like, I'll go talk to him properly. And then, like, the man's like, stop right there. It's okay. You don't need to talk to him. I will come to your house and see where you live and talk to you and him together since he's so busy. Chioma's like, perfect. Oh my gosh, thank you. So the next day, the man comes to Chioma's home with another man, his friend, to accompany him, of course, because you can't just be walking into strangers' homes alone, solo like that. Like, what are you, Superman? Anyways, so yeah, he goes to Chioma's place. Chioma's there. Like, oh yeah, let me call my husband, guys. Like, yeah, just sit here for a bit. So Chioma goes into the bedroom, says, honey, the landlord you've been avoiding for the past 2 weeks is here. And then he's like, oh yeah, cool, I'm coming out just now. So Chioma goes, sits, the husband comes out. Then as they're speaking, the husband and whatever, the landlord's friend, like, they're all speaking, the landlord and the friend, and everyone greets Chioma's husband. And then they ask, oh yeah, so what's your name? And he's like, my name's David. And so the landlord's friend looks at it, like, David, I thought there was something familiar about you. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, the weird thing is that the David I know that looks exactly like you died, like, in a car crash, like, 12 years ago. And he's like,
what?
David doesn't say, he's like, really? Wait. It's just, we're just similar or what? It's like, no, you look exactly like him. It's like, no, that happens. Anyways, let me just get the money for the rental and whatnot. He goes into the room. They waited and waited and waited and waited. David did not come out of the room.
David saying little shit.
So Chioma is like, let me go check on my husband, guys. Like, and she goes into the room and does not find the husband or the son, and she has never seen them from then on. She went back and she's like, I can't find my husband. And the house is a small house because it's her husband and her son. She's never seen them before. And then at that point, the landlord's friend was like, yeah, that's definitely him. I know him very well. We were very close. That David died. And he's like, that's not possible. I've been married to him for 5 years. Like, that David has been dead for 12 years. So I don't know what you're talking about, but that man I just saw right there. The mannerism, the way he speaks, everything, and the fact that you can't find him, where do you think he went? This woman was married to a ghost, had a child with a ghost. And when he was outed, he was nowhere to be seen. I rest my case. Real or fake?
So she definitely didn't get that rent then, right? Because he probably thought she was crazy. Yeah. Dude. Wait, but did they see money? They also, oh my God.
Dude, they also him, he walked in, greeted them, discussed the rent thing, and the landlord's friend is like, you look so familiar. And he's like, no. Come on. Let me just go get the rent money. Yeah. And he was never seen again.
Guys, 5 years.
And there was only one entrance and entrance to the house. And the windows, in Africa we have burglar.
The bars,
things.
yeah.
Yeah, you cannot escape.
5 years.
5 years. 5 years. Yeah.
I honestly don't like. I really want this to be fake because
it's crazy.
I don't know. Okay. No offense, no shade, but Nigeria has. I've heard some stories from there.
OT, no shade.
Like no shade, like no shade.
Oh,
but y'all, I've heard some stories from y'all. So, I'm going to say it's real. I'm so scared, but I'm going to say it's real because...
The truth is, this was actually broadcasted by a Nigerian YouTuber, and it's a story that actually happened. And the woman testified, and they all testified. And the child still is missing. She had a child with a ghost. It's very creepy, but it's
do they have
real.
Pictures?
There are pictures, yeah.
Of like the man.
Yeah, I'll find
Could
the
we
pictures.
Like insert the pictures here?
Yeah.
Oh my.
And literally, the YouTube video started with the man, the guy saying, "Would you believe me if I told you that the man in this picture is actually a ghost?" And I was like, "Try my patience. Try my patience." Wow. And I was like, "That's a very weird story."
I think I would be so traumatized. Like the amount of therapy, the amount of therapy I would need. My trust issues would be up here. My anxiety would be up here. You would have to lock me up in a mental institution because
so crazy, so mad.
Wow.
I don't know. It's crazy. I need the crazy week.
No, you do need the crazy week because what? It doesn't make sense. All right. So our next story takes place in the early 90s.
Okay.
In suburban America, somewhere in suburban
Boomers
America.
can relate. Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
we're not boomers,
millennials. Yeah, boomers too.
Thing.
They were there. I don't know if they're still there, but anyway, yeah. So our main character, her name is Sarah. She's about 16.
Okay.
16, 17. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Sarah was alone at home. Her grandmother and her mother had gone out to do some errands.
Yeah.
They left her at home alone. It was a weekend, so she was just vibing, chilling, whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she comes down the stairs. She's at home. You know how it is. American houses, whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she comes... American houses, what? Anyway, she comes down the stairs and she's just maybe watching TV or something. You know, teenagers. Yeah, whatever. Chilling. And she gets a phone call. You know the phones on the wall. The landlines.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what they're called. I know what they are. Oh my gosh. Ugh.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Gen
so...
Z problems.
I'm a zillennial.
They know.
Zillennial, not Gen Z. Okay. Yeah, so she answers the phone.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, hello. And on the other side of the phone, to her, not really surprised, but to her frightenedness, I don't know how to say that. But so the voice on the other side sounds like those old-timey 40s voices. Hello. So, you know those old movie types?
Old movie type voices?
Yes, something like, and even the way they're speaking, they don't sound like they're from, the 90s.
Hello, Sarah.
Yeah, so the voice goes, hello, like a man speaking. Hello, is Joey home? And then she's like, no. Hi, no, this is Lester. Tell Joey that I'll be there soon. So she's like, do you have the right address? Are you...
Maybe not.
Yeah, and the voice like, no, tell Joey that I'll be there. And, she's like, what's going on? She's like,
yeah,
okay. So she hangs up. She's like, weird. Okay, whatever. So she kind of forgets about it, whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so later that evening, when her mom and her grandma return, her grandma... Oh, she's like, oh, by the way, there was a call. Yeah, someone called the house like earlier today and they were looking for Joey. Okay. And her grandma looks at her and says, what do you mean they're looking for Joey? And she's like, yeah, it was just really weird. This man called, he said his name was Lester, and the grandma's face kind of drops. She's like, and they're both looking at the grandma. The grandma like what are you talking about? So grandma like rushes upstairs. Okay. Yeah, rushes upstairs. And she comes down. And she's holding something. She's got a photo album. She's like, Lester, she shows them a picture, like an old photo of her late husband, their grandfather, and his friends when they were younger. Yeah. And she's like, well, your grandfather, we call him Joe, but all his friends called him Joey. And one of his best friends' name is Lester, but Lester passed away about 25 years ago. And everyone on the table is just like, what?
And there's no way that Sarah could have known.
She didn't know that her grandfather, first of all, was called Joey. She didn't know that. Lester's it's one of those old names. So, she didn't know anything. She was really confused when she answered the phone. So, yeah, it must have been a call from the past.
From the other side.
The other side. Now, the funny thing is that he was talking to her. The guy, Lester, was talking on the phone like he's coming over, which is creepy. So, yeah, what do you think?
My God. Like, all the stories are giving me chills. I'm like, ooh, like,
What do you think? Oh, you're supposed to use the thing.
Oh, yeah. Real thing.
What do you think? Should I do a drum roll?
No, drum rolls are too quick. I need to think. I'm under pressure.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, my God. I'm going to go with real.
Real?
Yeah.
Yeah? Should I give you the answer?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with real because I've heard a similar story. So I'm going to go with real.
I'm going to go with real.
Yeah.
Wow, madam, you are, in fact, wrong because the story is fake.
I've heard a similar story and it was on a documentary. Let me tell you.
Really?
This is not my story, but it's like, it's a quick thing.
Side story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's this man. He was like, okay, so first he wanted to visit his mom in his childhood neighborhood, okay? And then he was like, Mom, I'm gonna come over tomorrow because I don't know, like I'm gonna come over. Then the mom's like, No, you don't come over here. It's like so much violence, these American neighborhoods. Don't come over, like just stay in the city, like just stay at your place, don't come. It's like, no, Mom, I wanna come see my best friend, like because I've been thinking about him so much lately.
Yeah.
It's like, no. Like he's involved in, like he's now like one of the bad guys. So like don't even bother.
Yeah.
Then he's like, okay, whatever. So he avoided going there for so long. Okay. Then one day he received a call from his best friend. He's like, yo, when you come see me, like you know how they are, like when you come see me, like where have you been? Like what? And then it's like, yeah, I'm gonna come. Then he called his mom again. No, he didn't call his mom at that point. He's like, he was now thinking about it more. Like I need to go see my best friend. Yeah. Then the other call he got was another day. Like, he was still thinking about it. Like, should I go? Another day was his friend now, like crying for help. Like, yo, you need to come.
Call?
Yeah. Like, you need to come here. Like, whoa, like things are bad. He's like, oh man, now I really have to go because now he called me happy. Like, when are you coming? Now he's like, so then he went to the neighborhood, and it's like, Mom, the mom was shocked. Like, why? Then it's like, Mom, I had to come because my friend, he called me yesterday and he was calling me. He's telling me, like, your friend called you yesterday? He's like, yeah, he called me. He says, like, that's not possible. He died like a week ago. How did he call you yesterday? Like, no. And this man, it was a documentary, and this man was literally sitting there, like, in tears, a grown man.
Wow.
This grown buff black man, and he's crying. They don't cry. No, but you know how you know how you can cry, but the stereotype. It's like you don't expect. And he was really emotional, and he's like, yeah, I got a call from my best friend, I guess from the other side, because he had already died, and he felt bad because he hadn't seen his best friend the time that he actually called him to go, and I think that was a call for a cry for help. Like maybe he would have gotten him out of a bad situation, and he died, and he got that call. And he knows that call was real because even his girlfriend was in the house at that point. Yeah. And he told his girlfriend, I'm just talking to my friend. Yeah. And the girlfriend heard the call. Yeah. Like, who's that? Like, why does he seem so, like, maybe you should probably go by. Like, you go over.
Dude, these stories.
And it's like, girl, what? What do you mean he's dead? No. I talked to him yesterday. Like, a week ago he died. So, this next story is also African inspired, I can say, because we have amazing people and writers here in Africa. Hi. Anyways, so this story happened to a woman. Let's name her Jenny. So Jenny was sleeping. She was having sleep. For the past few months, she's been having sleepless nights. Okay, she's a single 35-year-old woman having sleepless nights. Big house. And, big house for her because she's alone. It could be just an apartment, but, So why was she having sleepless nights, you may ask? Oh, tongue twisters.
It's okay, sleepless nights. It's okay.
Anyways.
Why could she not sleep?
Yeah. Oh, that sounds not nice to say. Why could she not sleep? She was having sleepless nights. So then why was she having them? Because every time at night, when she was just getting into deep sleep, she would start hearing a baby crying. And she's like, hell nah. Get your damn baby to shut up. Like, fuck them kids. Okay, no, she didn't say that. Because she did have kids of her own. So this really bothered her. So she's like, my neighbor's kid, like, why is she always crying?
Yeah.
Like, why is your baby? Yeah, like, why can't you control your infant? You know those things where...
Wait, so she couldn't sleep because of the baby?
Always crying, like at all times of the night. Like, yeah, she would fuss, but again, she would hear the baby crying.
And those are no offense, but babies, sometimes.
So it's like, you know? And so Jenny, one night she had it up to like the roof. She's like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm confronting them. I don't care if it's midnight. She got up angrily. She's like, oh, because she didn't have any kids of her own. You know, you just want your independence. You're just there. And then there's still babies crying. So it's kind of like frustrated. So she gets up, gets out of her house, gets out of the yard because, you know, opens the yard, like wants to go to the neighbor's house.
In the middle of the night?
Yeah, in the middle of the night, like angry, you know. Yes, she's a bit frightened because she's like, but it's been months of this. She's a bit frightened, like it's dark, but you're not really thinking about that. At that point, you're just like, this baby needs to stop crying. So she goes over to the neighbor's house, but then she checks. There's no light that's on. Everybody seems to be, it seems so quiet. Like, you know, when you're so angry in a fit of rage, adrenaline just drives you. So you stand in front of the neighbor's house and now you're realizing it's awfully quiet. Yeah. Everybody's like, sleeping. I'm the only crazy person out here.
Yeah, like, where's the noise?
I'm angry. Yeah. So she's like, ugh. Then again, she's going back to her house. She starts hearing the baby crying again. It's like, okay, so it's not from the neighbor's house, but where could it be? Because the neighbor is the closest person to me. So I expected it to be the neighbor's baby. So she looks across the street and she sees like a shadow of a person. The second story of the house has a shadow of a person, and it looks like they're kind of like when you know when you're holding the baby, and then they kind of move away from the window, like when she looks at them, because you know, because they kind of like see each other in some way. It's like you, I see you, you see me. Then she matches now. She's like, okay, I got you now. So she goes over to the house, but then she remembers, like, you know, you're waking up. It's the middle of the night. Everything's like, you're not really thinking straight. You're just like wanting to solve the problem and going back to sleep. Yeah. So then she reaches the gate and she's like, wait, this house has been empty for years. What did I just see? So she starts walking back to her house. She's like, she starts hearing the baby crying again. She's like, oh God. No. Then she's not in her thoughts. She's like, homeless people with a baby. She's trying to rationalize. Yeah, like trying to rationalize. You're just trying to get some sleep. And like, she's like, okay, homeless people with a baby. Let me just go tell them, like, you guys need to move because am I the only one bothered in this neighborhood? Like, this baby cries so loudly. She goes into the house, opens the gate, knocks on the door. The door just like kind of, you know, when you then the door just like swings open. Oh, girl, I'd run away. Bro, me? Why is the door opening? I would never get out of my beddings in the first place. Like, let that baby cry. Let that baby cry. Like, just put on headsets and sleep. Like, I'll try. You know the AirPods voice cancellation? That's where we're at. Just invest in those. Just invest in those, babes. Invest in those and you'll be fine. The doors. Because why am I about to knock and the door's already opening? Hey, dude. Anyways, so she's there. No, she knocked a bit. Then she, like, as she's knocking, just. So then she goes in and she's like, it's dark. She wants to go upstairs because that's what she saw. Like, the woman and the little lights and blah, blah. So as she's walking, she starts to hear cry, like lots of babies crying. Now overwhelming, like babies crying. And so she's thinking, shit, what did I walk into? You see? The way I would turn around so fast. You're about to go upstairs, and then suddenly you take your first step on the stairs and you hear at once crying. And so she takes a step back and they stop crying. And then suddenly she sees like bright eyes, like, you know, eyes. Those creepy bright eyes? Not really bright, but you can see that there's somebody. Oh, like, and it's dark and you can see like the whites from people's eyes. Oh my God. And then they weren't like tall people, they were like short. Hell no. Bruh. I don't know how people live through this stuff, but I could never. So anyways, so babes over here sees this and she's like, shit, what did I walk into? Hold up. This is a setup. Shut up, but you know that video? Oh shit. It's a ghost. It's a ghost. Yeah. I know that one. Dude, exactly. I bet that fuck was going through her mind. Huh? And so this lady, before she could turn and run, she realizes these are not human, and they're running towards her. Short, tiny baby like creatures with big ass eyes. This is from African mythology. They're called Bush baby is also called egbere. So she saw them and she was like, shit. The next thing she knows, she wants to run out of the door and she just collapses. And yeah, she was never seen again. Yeah. She collapses because it's like, bruh, there's so much anxiety, stress,
she was never seen again.
Yeah, she was reported missing after that. I know, gives it away.
Yeah.
So we all know. Just say it.
I mean, I wanted it to be low-key and it to be real. But who told the story?
It's by a writer.
Ah, okay. I see where it goes. I think if I didn't catch that.
Yeah, if you didn't catch it, I wish you did, but you're right. So
yeah,
caught it so quickly. I knew I missed my words. It's okay. So I get that one. Yeah, but so that one.
Yeah, no, it was a good one though. It was oof, girl.
Creepy. And anyway, shout out to the writer. I actually got it from this website called Ebony Stories, and the writer is called.
Not you losing her name.
Yeah, it's probably a girl. Esosa Kolawole.
Shout out.
Shout out.
We'll leave the link in the description as well.
So that was an amazing story.
If you want to read.
Oh boy. Like when I was reading it, I was like, what? The anxiety? What was she doing in that house? Like, get out. Girl, get out. You have time. Get out. But anyway, Esosa, that was a great story.
Amazing. Like, oof, I was on the tip.
And the thing is, this might be a fake story, but people do report seeing egbere, like bush babies. And it was a very prominent topic when we were young. Anyways, our next video, African myths were told as
funny
kids.
Thing is, actually, I do have a... Okay, we can save that for later. All right, so my last story.
Yeah.
My last story.
I'm ready.
So I don't know. My stories are giving African. My stories are just from.
No, it's okay.
It's fine. Okay.
It's okay. Uh-huh.
So my story again takes place in not the 90s, but sometime in the early 2000s in suburban America, of course. So
suburban America. She really loves it.
That's where all the murderous stories come from. So
every
you can count me out. Anyway, So this girl, let's give her a name. Let's call her. I don't know. I'm out of names. Give me a name.
Anne. Very easy.
Okay, yeah. So when Anne was younger, about 5, 6, maybe 7 years old, she remembers vividly.
Yeah.
Going with her mom to look for a house.
Yeah. Sorry, it's so hot.
You're really just fidgeting. Okay, yeah. So
it's hot. I just want to hear out.
Yeah, no. So young Anne remembers going to what do they call that when you go look for houses with a real estate agent?
House hunting?
House hunting, yes, with her mother. So this particular house she remembers was like just a normal house and everything. But there was one room that was like the door was ajar. Where the room was it was open a little bit.
Yeah.
And she could see through it. So, she's walking. Her mom was elsewhere with the realtor talking about the house and everything. So she kind of peeped in the room and it was just like bright yellow. This old, like bright yellow wallpaper. Yeah. And there was a lady seated in front of like a white dresser. And the lady looks back and like smiles at her. Yeah? Your face. Okay. Yeah, so she's a kid. She doesn't really. She's like, oh, mom. Yeah, so she runs to mom. There's like someone in that yellow room. Blah 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 blah. Oh, and the mother kind of, kids are like. So the mom's just like, I'm busy here. Whatever. Yeah. So she always tells, like, this is now present now. She always tells her mom the story, like, yo, this story, like, you don't believe me. I saw.
Like it's.
A yellow. No. She was always telling her mom, like, yo, I saw a yellow room, a woman sitting at the dresser, blah, blah, blah. But, the mom always thought, kids be making shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So years later, when they were renovating the house, they took off years later, by the way, when they moved in, there was no yellow room in the house.
They did move in?
Yes, they did move in eventually. There was no yellow room in the house. All the walls were no more white.
Initially.
Yes, when they moved in initially. But later on, we wanted to renovate. They took down the paint or whatever, and they found the yellow paint in the exact room where she saw the woman with the white. Sorry, it was on the white dresser. When we look at her. So yeah, that's the story. So it kind of blows her mind now, but she's just like, whatever.
It probably blows her mind. Because when you're young, you're probably thinking, I'm just
imagining things. Yeah, but then when everyone now sees that the walls are actually,
and especially when somebody tells you like, bro, you just saw something and you're young, you're like, yeah, did, and it's better to just think you probably did than be scared.
Exactly. So, what do you think?
I think the story is real.
Should I say what it is?
Man, I'm so bad at this.
You're right. The story is real.
Thank God. We have
So it's based off on I don't even know Quora. People tell their stories on Quora, like what happened to them.
No.
Okay, so it's like I don't know if it's like a social media. Yeah, like a Reddit. It's close to.
But it's a video thing.
No. Like it people write. You can add videos if you want. Quora. Yes. So someone.
When you say Quora at first, it was COR, but it's Q.
No, it's Q. Yeah. So yeah, that's the story. So she says it always freaks her out up to this day because
that's freaky as hell.
It is. Imagine remembering something. Oof, girl. I don't know.
So now that this raises so many questions. Ghosts are real,
right? Because I think most of these stories have been ghost stories. Right?
They have been.
No, the first one was about
kind of like a murder thing.
Yeah.
Serial killers vibes.
Yeah, but it begs the question: should we talk about ghosts next?
We should talk about guys.
Should we have a guest ghost or not?
You should have a ghost guest. We should have a ghost guest. Which other podcasters have you seen with a ghost guest?
Right?
We're having a ghost guest. Who should we bring up? Hitler?
That would be the worst haunting of all. I'm just saying, like,
who should we call upon then? No, but we have two questions. Like, he has to answer to some of the things he did.
True, but if he's got enough power, he can wreak havoc.
Does he? I don't think he's got no power anyway.
But you guys, comment if you want us to interview a ghost. We'll bring like the Ouija board and everything. You know, we'll like light the candles and everything.
Dude. Don't play with Ouija boards. Don't play with spirits.
I would never.
We should though.
Yeah. Alright, so that's our video. I hope you guys liked it. But before we go,
don't forget
to check out Mike.
Mike Creative Studios.
Is it called Creative Studios?
Yeah,
I never know the name.
Studios.
Wow.
Mike Creative Studios on Instagram for your perfect Instagram pictures.
Like if you want to look
flawless.
Okay. Flawless. People will be like, "Wow, is it real or fake?" It's real.
Is it real? Yeah. Like they'll be like, "Is it AI?"
It's real. And you just be like,
"It's real."
It's real. Yeah. So we'll put the
link
in the description. Yeah. So before we go again.
Your
lingo jingle.
I want to
guess the language. No, you have to. Okay, say it again. I want to like see if I can guess.
Talon Monsieur Metipi. Talon Monsieur Metipi. Talon Monsieur Metipi.
Is it like in like Asia?
No.
Say it again.
Talon Monsieur Metipi. I feel like it's so.
Is it French?
Yeah.
Oh, it's French. I don't know. It's a little weird. I'm like.
Talon Monsieur Metipi.
You know, okay, say it in a more French.
Talon Monsieur Metipi.
There we go. Look,
Talon Monsieur Metipi.
Perfect. If you had said that from the beginning, I would have known.
I'm sorry. Anyway,
tell the people what it means.
It's like I have to draw it. High heels on my tippies.
That's what it means.
Talon Monsieur Metipi. High heels on my tippies. High heels. My tippy.
I actually don't know the song, but bye. I'm just gonna dance with you guys. Subscribe.
Subscribe. I love you, Nikki. I love you. Yeah, I love you. Bye.